If you recall from the very beginning of the class, we mentioned IntelliJ IDEA as one of the IDEs that are available for developing code with Java. At this moment in the course, we are going to switch to an IDE, and this is the IDE we have chosen, IntelliJ IDEA, and we will start seeing how it is different than programming with just the editor and the command line, and why we might want to actually use it for more productive project development. There are many resources on the websites that tell exactly how to install and how to use these IDEs. Especially for the use part, I would encourage you not to get discouraged by the abundance of features and information available. The more you use each tool, the more familiar you will become with its features and the more productive you will start feeling. What I'm going to show you now is just one way through which you can start a project with one of the IDEs, the IntelliJ IDEA, so that you get the very beginning. Again, every project like IntelliJ IDEA has such information on the websites, so I encourage you to go and take a look at those. This is just one more example, short example, to get you started. The picture that you will see after you have installed IntelliJ IDEA is very similar to what you see on the screen. I have also opened a window where I am in the directory where I want to create a folder which will host all of my new projects. So for example, suppose that I want to have the Hello World, to write a Hello World application, and have many files there. I just created the directory Hello World, and this is the one that I will tell IntelliJ IDEA to use as the project directory. How do I do that? I can say import project, for example, and again here I'm just showing you one of the potential ways that you can do it, and then we will have to choose the project directory. We will have to find the directory that we just created on the window on the left. So as you can see, I am navigating to where exactly my directory is so that I find it, and it is under examples, and here is Hello World. So I choose this particular directory to be my project directory in IntelliJ IDEA. Here are a few screens that when you will do it yourself, you can read in more detail. Now we are in the actual environment for IntelliJ IDEA. If I press the arrow, you see that it's pretty much nothing there. If I double click on the project name and I say new module, that new module will be the modules in IntelliJ IDEA is the way that we group our code. This is one way to think about it. We specify what is going to be the JDK, the say SDK, which exactly version, for example, we want. Needless to say that we need to make sure that JDK is installed in our system, otherwise IntelliJ IDEA does not come with the JDK, and pretty much any other IDE. I will name the module, for example, src for source, because this is where all of our source files, all the .java files will end up being. And then when we click, you see we have created the src. When we click on the blue src, which looks like a directory, we get the option to create a new Java class. And we can name it, for example, Hello World. As soon as we do that, you already see one of the amazing things about IDEs. They have already started the class for us. They know which name we would like. We can also configure what exactly comments we want to be at the beginning of every file. Let's now get and write our first main method. And we start writing public. Did you see the window that just appeared? Public static. It gives us suggestions that we may want to just choose instead of type. For example, if I just press enter, static will be typed there. Same thing with pretty much any of the words. you see I just opened the parenthesis and then Java also closed the parenthesis. Excuse me, the IntelliJ IDEA also closed the parenthesis for me. I just typed the open curly, IntelliJ typed the closed curly for me, and it also indented it right as soon as I pressed enter to go to the next line. Now I'm going to write the system. You see the suggestion again comes, system dot. Every time we press dot, it gives us possibilities for what we might want to put after that. And with enter, we choose the very first possibility that is highlighted. Again, dot, and you see all sorts of different methods that we can put after, we can invoke through the out variable. I start writing the name, and you see the options change automatically to be matched to what I am typing. And let's say our usual message here. Now, every time we type something, you will also see sometimes actually that there is a notification tool right here, which will be giving us suggestions on things that we might want to do. This notification does not mean that we are having any compiler, but by the way, as soon as we start typing things, you see the red line below int. It says unexpected token. Pretty much this is an incomplete Java statement, and if I just put the semicolon there to signify that I think I'm done, then we will also get all sorts of suggestions that we may find helpful in following. One important thing is that Java actually compiles as we type. Excuse me, not Java, the IDE compiles as we type. So you see now the mistake is gone. We may get other kind of notifications like variable A is not really used, why don't you remove it? But it is correct from a syntactic point of view, and this is nice to know already. Let me remove this variable here, and you will get more and more familiar with this compilation that happens on the fly. We can now make our project, as we say, which means that all of the files, the Java files that are in our project source will get compiled. And then we can also run our application since it has a main method, since it is a program. You will see many additional options like debug when we have mistakes and so forth. Also, depending on your system, there are shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts that you can use in order, for example, to have it run, to have your application run. And I highly recommend, and I will probably say it many times, that you should learn those shortcuts. They make you much more efficient when you're developing your code. Here I will most always be showing you what I'm doing so that you don't feel like random things happen when you are not able to see what I press on the keyboard. So that's why I chose to do the run through the menu. As soon as we press the run, we have now a new window appear that actually has the output of our code. And we can press, for example, this button and have the program run again. These are only just a tiny amount of features, but this is how to get started with IntelliJ.